We have the next piece is by Bruce Wolosoff, and he is here. I'd like to introduce him to you. Please welcome Bruce Wolosoff. And this piece is inspired by paintings of Eric Fischl. And you had said that visual influences were really important to you since the time you were 3 or 4 years old. And if you don't mind, I'd like to share a story that you told me. Pardon, is Eric here? Eric's here. Oh, great, Eric, please welcome to the stage, Eric Fischl. You made it. Great, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I do want to share a story, though, that Bruce told me that when he was 3 or 4 years old, he went to the Museum of Modern Art and saw the Van Gogh Starry Night, and his parents couldn't drag him away from it. It made such a profound influence on him. And from that moment on, the visual element has been a significant part of his work. I wonder if you both could talk a bit about your collaboration on this, because it really was a collaboration. First, that Bruce was inspired by Eric's work, and then Eric, did you actually do a painting to one of Bruce's works? Great. Well, tell us more about this.
So, when the opportunity arose to write a piece for the Eroica Trio, I was hunting around for inspiration, and I came across Eric's watercolors, which I didn't know. I knew some of his other work, and I'd seen these watercolors, and I snapped. They were so beautiful. And I started to, there's a place you go sometimes when you leave your ordinary way of thinking and you start to have some kind of reverie. And I could feel that happening. And I started to sketch out some music, and I said, I hope it's okay with Eric if I do this. So I called him up and I said, is it okay, can I show you what I'm doing and talk to you about it? And he said, yeah, come on by the studio. And I showed him what I was doing, and here.
And I said, what the? No, I'd actually never done anything with a composer before. Hadn't thought of my work in terms of music. So to hear what he was getting from it was really exciting to me. And I remember we were looking at the images, listening to the music, and at the time there were 3 pieces. And it seemed like he had tapped into a narrative. Now, I had done these watercolors over a period of years. I actually had chosen 3 from different places. And so I wasn't connecting any particular narrative to it, but the music seemed to wind something through it that seemed really appropriate to it, except that there was a gap. There was something that couldn't leap to the last movement. And so we talked about it and stuff, and I came up with an image that would fill that space in and help them that way, I guess. But
Part of this, I mean, the title, The Loom, is actually very significant because, as you had mentioned, the weaving of stories into images, as you're saying, is something that's very important in this particular piece.
Yes, certainly. There's that, and there's the woven aspect of a trio playing together and the counterpoint of the melodies. It's all woven together. Eric's work is very narrative-driven. And so there's a lot of story. You'll hear the music, you look at the images, and I think you'll start to put together some kind of story in your own minds.
Yeah, I think what you'll see is that it's about a relationship, and it's a relationship like every relationship. There are moments where it's together. There are moments when it's in conflict and tension. And there are moments when it's hot, and there are moments when they're not. So,
Life.
Yeah, life. It's all life.
Well, we're so happy that Bruce and Eric are here to join us, and we look forward to hearing The Loom.
Thank you.
Thank you.